you're wondering where the fuck are my glasses, you know when they come off, shit gets real. And one thing is that stick has been carrying on, because I saw Jackson doing some other people, but that's a good thing. But once the glass comes off from yours truly, shit gets fucking real. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to quote it from this fat bastard right here. This movie is a cinematic abortion. This movie fucking sucked. This movie was a piece of shit. Let me tell you all why. You thought Dirty Grandpa was bad? It still is. This movie is this year's Dirty Grandpa. Why? Because it is so on par with Dirty Grandpa, but with a whole nother concept with so much shit that is adolescent, that has no comical logical sense, that is completely and utterly disrespectful, offensive, so much stupid, adolescent humor, complete and other stereotypical people that have no little consequences. What else is there? Fuck, there's so many words that can describe this movie as a whole. But the best word to describe this movie, besides out of all the words you can pull right out of your ass, it's a fucking shit stain. That's what this movie is. And we're gonna go over fist fights.
Okay, or as I like to call it, fisted anus. Okay, folks, this movie is 85 minutes long.
Oh my god.
It took me 3 fucking hours to finish.
This movie drove me to drink. Literally.
This movie, I had to take 2 Excedrin migraines because this movie made me feel so bad.
This movie literally made me drink. He can attest to it. He was there.
How does this movie have a 30% rating on Rotten Tomatoes? Is appalling.
I can't understand it whatsoever, but this movie was completely and utter bullshit. It was complete bullshit, and you know what? Why don't we describe it? Why don't we just start with scene one?
Let me explain about this shit. This movie contains no laughs, no chuckles,
no, it's not even
smirks.
funny whatsoever.
It has an adolescent bottom of the barrel illogical plot with the worst type of characters, cartoonish, just deplorable, stereotypical characters who have little to no fucking consequences for any actions.
No, nothing.
Every student and every teacher does acts in this movie that they can get thrown for prison for a long time.
Prison and be fucked by Bubba.
It's so offensive. It's so mean-spirited. It's a slap in the face to all society.
It's fucking completely bullshit. This movie
has some of the most illogical, non-common sense pieces of shit acts and people I think I've ever seen in a movie. It's got some of the worst acting and some of the worst lines of dialogue I have ever heard in a movie. And I cannot believe some people actually think this shit is funny.
But, you know what we're gonna do? Okay, before we even bother, for those who thought it was funny, God, man, if my alternative persona was here right now, he would be saying some mad shit. But you know what? I'm gonna say it for him before he even comes on. I'm gonna say this right now for the people who thought, oh, it's not so bad, it was funny. Oh, this movie's funny. Ha ha ha. Okay, no, here's how I am. Oh my God, this person's making a drug deal. They're fighting. They're gonna become friends after. Ha ha ha. Oh my God, this is so funny. I am laughing. Oh. Fuck off. By the way,
I did my quick thoughts.
This is what I have to say about it.
When I did my quick thoughts on Facebook, I never would have thought it would cause this much controversy.
This movie was bad.
It's caused so much controversy to where I literally had to remove and block 2 people because they were acting like such fucking asswipes, where they were putting words in my mouth that weren't true, that were lying to my face legitimately, and were just acting like a pathetic asswipe altogether.
If it was my alternative persona, man, then he would have dealt with him.
Folks, what this movie is about, it has, I Ice Cube, who plays one of the most unlikable pieces of shit. Actually, no, scratch that. This movie is on par with Dirty Grandpa, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
they're both raunchy garbage comedy containing acts that is so unbelievable.
That would never happen, and it's in an alternative universe where there's little to no
alternative. No,
consequences.
this is so bad. Like, this should be considered sci-fi because that's how fucking ridiculous this shit is.
And here's another thing: there's little to no consequences being taken.
Little to none.
And
most of the time, none.
That's what it is. Little to none. No common sense. Nothing happens, and it's just completely deplorable. Where every fucking character is a
it's just like Dirty Idiots, except
asshole.
this focuses in a school, and I'm sitting here thinking, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So
this is what
I'm gonna explain to you. I have 2,000 words of notes. 2,000 words. I took notes throughout this just to explain how much ass this movie fucking sucks. Okay.
Let me tell you all something right now. When before I even saw this movie, I never even heard of it until I saw commotions in the film forum and on the network and Facebook in general of how bad it is. So I figured, you know what? Okay, I've had a good day. Might as well come home and see this movie for myself and see what the commotion is. And holy shit, now I understand why people were getting upset. I get it, all right. And
I love it how these two people who I blogged, they come after me. You know, because I hated this fucking movie, and yet other people have sharing the same thoughts, and yet they don't bother them at all. They just go after me, which is kind of ironic. Okay, I'm gonna explain something to you. This all happens within the first 10 minutes of the movie. You ready for this?
Within
the
first 3 seconds of the opening scenes,
I knew I was in trouble. I was like, within 1 minute of the movie, I fucking hated this movie. Within 1 minute.
Within the first few minutes, it was gonna be shit stain, and boy, let me.
Okay,
you know what? Just go ahead. Just go ahead. I'll continue talking.
Oh yeah, this is the last day of school, which means senior prank day. I'm just like, these pranks at the senior poll are like.
It's bullshit.
They'd be going to prison. They'd be going to fucking prison. Let me explain this. Ready? The first thing you see is students roll down a sign of the building right in front of the school building says, last day of school, bitches.
Wow. Isn't that an amazing thing to see? Not!
And then it says, and then they show letterboards on windows says, eat pussy, not meat. I'm like, this is within the first 30 seconds of the movie.
What school in the right mind, what adolescent, complete dipshit modern-day teenagers like that would do that type of bullshit for a real high school?
Oh my god, they use the term bitch, they use the term dick.
I literally got so fed up with those terms.
Oh my god.
It was a running shtick.
It's overused in the word opinion.
It was a running shtick throughout the whole. Okay, excuse me. I take that back. Saying the word shtick. A shtick is supposed to be quote unquote funny, but for this thing, this shtick dragged on through the whole entire film. It was annoying. It was completely monotonous, and it was downright.
This movie was made
stupid.
by. You know what? I'm going to save that, what I'm about to say there, for later on, because it perfectly makes sense.
But
okay?
go ahead, continue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Students. Okay, a student on a moped, like, cuts a teacher off and takes his parking spot. Why? Because it's senior prank day.
Oh.
I was like, I'm sorry, you don't do that shit. If you take a teacher's spot, they will call and have your fucking car removed.
Oh, trust me. I can tell you all a couple high school experiences, but we're going to keep on topic. But here's the thing, though. When I was in high school, when he was in high school, minus stink bombs, which was a natural thing, none of this went over the edge.
No! Okay, now
fucking
get this.
pathetic.
Look, this is still within the first 10 minutes. And they have two students watching watching a porno in the hallway in front of everybody on a TV. I'm like, what? And then then it shows a student kicking the drinking fountain, breaking it. No consequences for him. Two students ride down a fucking mattress down a flight of stairs.
Give me a break.
In front of everybody. Dude, a teacher, one of the teachers is high on meth.
Oh, I think I know who she is.
Two students steal a championship baseball bat and they throw it in the trash can.
My lord, man.
Even Yeah, it's in this thing where like championships, like trophies and shit, and it's not protected by any glass. It's just there.
No.
You know, and what do they do later on? They super glue it to that fucking holster, so you can't take it off.
Isn't that
What
something?
the
You know, if there was a prized possession in my high school and someone broke that, your ass would be in jail. Again, all these things that happen in this movie, you would end up in jail.
Okay, and then also there are dick jokes. Oh yeah, the dick jokes are like they're on par with fucking The Love Guru. That's how bad it is.
Never saw that movie.
There's dick jokes on the whiteboard of Charlie Day's character who plays Campbell, who's a history. No, he was an English teacher.
Oh, by the way.
It says, Mr. Dick sucks at English class, and they have it, has it drawn as a dick, and it's in Sharpie, so where you cannot erase off of it, and it's there throughout the whole entire fucking day. And there's a kid that admits it, and he's trying to pull some reverse psychology bullshit. Oh my god! And then this is why I didn't take my first fucking break. No.
Let me guess. I know where you're going because this is where I took my first break as well.
This is at 7-minute mark. Okay, remember this is all happened within the first 10 minutes. These two fucking students mow the football field in the shape of a dick.
Yeah. That was a running thing throughout the whole entire film of them doing that.
This whole thing is nothing but fucking stupid dick jokes, dude. And then Charlie Day's character, Campbell, he hears someone moaning in the bathroom stall.
I'm going to tell you all right now one thing. Never in my life would I come to terms in a movie where I would see something like this in a movie. You thought... Again, this is somewhat almost as on par with Dirty Grandpa, but
a
whole different environment. But here's the thing, though. You thought the B scene was just as bad. This scene, again, just on par with that, but a whole different concept. But what's the comparison? Just as horrible.
Except it takes place at a school. That's the big... Okay, and this is a high school. And now listen to this. The teacher catches this afro, stupid-looking fucking nerd. This tall, goofy-ass-looking nerd who's masturbating in the men's bathroom stalls. And when he catches him, he's like, all right, come on, stop. And he's like, let me get to the end. I'm almost finished. And he starts beating off again while he's smiling at Charlie Day's character. I'm like, what the fuck?
Never
and then here comes, and then he says, I'm almost finished, I'm almost about to come. And then here comes Christina Hendricks' character. This woman is a piece of shit. Miss Monette, who is this drama teacher who has the hots for Mr. Strickland, Ice Cube's character, right?
By the way,
she catches both of them in the stall, in the men's bathroom stall, and then claims Campbell, the teacher who caught him doing it, to be a sick, twisted pervert because he was trying to stop this disgusting act from taking place in the men's bathroom.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh my! This is within the first 10 minutes of the fucking movie.
Let me tell you something right now. When you're jerking or gherkin, that's supposed to be privacy in your own time.
I love it where the nerd's like, why did you open the door? Let me finish. I'm almost done. I was just like...
Bull fucking shit, dude. Bull fucking
Who fucking
shit.
acts like that?
Not any asshole. Again, it's not just one character. It's a whole group.
Every character in this movie is a fucking pathetic asshole.
That's what it is. Now, like I said, as for her, ever since she saw that from him, she wants him dead. But as for Ice Cube's character, Mr.
Oh, no, dude, we'll get to that. We'll get to that about Miss Monet, okay? Miss Monet, excuse me.
Mr. Strickland, Ice Cube's character.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you all right now.
This guy is one of the most unlike. He is this year's Pam.
Let me tell you all right now about Mr. Strickland. The name totally suited him well. It really did. Mr. Strickland.
Yeah, they first introduced him where, he catches the kids, like stealing the baseball bat, and then everyone freezes in place because everyone's terrified of this guy. He's like Sauron of Lord of the Rings. Like, people fear of this guy. They'll do what he says, right? Okay, and there's like a running coffee gag that goes on about how they're trying. He wants to drink a coffee, and just ends with Ice Cube saying, this coffee tastes like shit, and dumps it and just leaves. I'm just like...
That was... Not only waste a cup of coffee, but I seen that made no sense.
No, it was useless.
Completely useless. It was pathetic, man.
Yeah, and also every teacher literally swears and cusses like a fucking sailor in front of all their students.
Now,
like,
now let me
what?
tell you something. Now, ain't that something delightful? How delightful is that? Where a teacher is cussing in front of all the kiddies. Where clearly in a regular public school, you would get fired from your job because isn't that one of the rules that you're not supposed to cuss in front of the kids at all? You're supposed to teach them valuable lessons about shit.
Oh, and speaking of that office, okay, let's introduce some of the characters.
Oh, please get the worst one out of the way. The counselor.
Okay.
Get the counselor.
Hold on a second. We got Jillian Bell as Holly.
Oh.
She is a female. Okay, she's a female guidance counselor. Okay, who is so obnoxious. She is so mean-spirited and so pathetic. And she's a drug addict. She literally admits that she loves taking meth before and after school. She shows up high every day, and she's a fucking pedophile because she always talks openly about how she wants to fuck one of her male students. And she says she cannot wait until one hottie turns 18, and another one, she's like, "You're not gonna fuck your student." She's like, "No, I would never do that. You know, that's unless I have protection."
This was one scene.
If you thought That's My Boy was bad, this movie takes it to a whole new, different level.
Let me tell you all something about this character. So far, she's my worst female character in any film so far.
Same. I thought
fucking hated this bitch.
Was bad. Oh my god.
I fucking hated this bitch with a burning flame that is still lit to the point where the whole entire room caught on fire. That's how bad, and it burned. It burned like a hard burn. To the point where you have to take a whole bottle of those. What are those tablets called? Where you got them tablets or Tums. Yeah, you have to take a whole bottle of Tums to cure that heartburn. But that didn't work. So what was the point? It's just a burning.
Oh yeah, and by the way,
heartburn.
every character in this movie is a fucking stereotype.
Yeah,
an offensive, in-your-face stereotype. And then you have the gym teacher. The coach, played by Tracy Morgan.
Who does absolute shit about anything.
He is a fucking retard. He's a goddamn idiot who he admits in saying he tries his best not to impregnate or get any of the students' mothers pregnant.
What teacher would do that? What teacher would do that, nor even pull that type of bullshit?
And he's so fucking retarded. Like, okay, I know they show him coaching football on the last day of school. I was like, wait a minute. They don't do fucking football. They do football between August or September to around November-ish.
I thought this was the last day of school, not the first day, but oh well.
Exactly.
According to the movie, no. Football's on the last day. We gotta get these little fuckers ready for the big season. Give them steroids in their protein shakes.
And
how
lovely! You have the principal played by Dean Norris, who is a fucking just naive, dumb shit of a principal.
And by the way, he is so. About this principal, every time someone walks in and tries to say, this guy. What I did was, I broke into the girls' locker room and I stole her panties. Yeah, but no, it wasn't me. It was this kid. Little Billy did it. Yeah, Billy did it. Yeah, he went into the girls' room and stole all the panties. And the person's like, okay.
And then there's a running gag with Christina Hensch's character, who is the drama teacher, Miss Monet, who threatens to kill in hopes that Campbell gets knifed and stabbed from his forehead down to his cheek and through his neck. I am not kidding. He even offers Ice Cube's character a fucking switchblade to do it. What the fuck is so funny about this? This is juvenile bullshit. watching this movie because it's garbage.
This movie's fucking horrible. Now let me tell you all another thing. Another character that I fucking hated.
You want me to continue with the movie, or what do you have to say? Go
No,
ahead.
let's get to the next character. Let's talk about the stereotypical Indian security guard.
Oh, that's okay. There's this. Okay, he's the security school guard who is so worthless at his job. He thinks he's got, he hates swearing.
Yeah,
he hates swearing. He always uses like syllables and shit for swearing, and he acts like a stereotypical like Indian fellow.
And let me tell you another thing that this guy does. Oh, I know CPR, but it has to be on school times and school
Gary,
grounds.
I had that written down. Let me get to that scene, okay? Okay, so Ice Cube's character Strickland, he saves Campbell from a prank, and what is that prank? Multiple tripwire of paint. Like if you trip over the tripwire, paint is sprayed all over you. In what fucking school would that happen?
It wouldn't happen in reality. None of this shit would happen again. What the main theme throughout this review and through the whole movie is that if any of this shit happened, you would get thrown to jail.
Oh, speaking of thrown in jail, okay. Since it's senior prank day, Holly asks Campbell to come outside the room for a second to talk, because there are many teachers that are getting fired, because that's just how their school system. They're literally firing departments of teachers. It's so fucking stupid.
Hold on a second.
And then all of a sudden,
hold on a sec. There you go. Go on.
And all of a sudden, here comes this fucking racehorse running down the hallway.
How the fuck would you get a horse in a high school?
And Holly knows about this. Why? Because she's high on meth, and she knows all about meth, right? And she knew that the seniors stole a horse from the racetrack, made the horse overdose on methamphetamine, and had him run all over the school campus, including the hallways.
If you gave a horse meth, man, that fucker would have been dead. And another thing is that no cops. It was just something that happened just for the sake of
it happened, no consequence. And she missed, and she's showing up on school high on meth and shit. I'm just like,
nothing happened. No actions happening.
Okay, so Ice Cube saves him from thing, and he asks him for a helping hand. He's trying to get this TV and this piece of shit VCR to work, because whenever he starts it, the TV goes off.
It's not that hard to start a VCR. All you gotta do is just turn the TV on,
plug in the VCR. I'm just like,
boom.
Is he that fucking stupid?
It's not that hard to start a VCR. But no, what the reality factor is, one, it's another senior prank.
Okay, this is what he said. Half of these kids thought the Civil War. He's teaching about history. He's a history teacher. He's teaching about the Civil War, and they're watching this Civil War historical documentary footage. And he says half of these kids thought the Civil War was a fight between Batman and Superman. Half.
That tells you one thing, that how stupid those kids were.
Oh my, dude, okay, and this kid, his name is Neil. You'll hear about a lot from him later on. He's probably one of the most unlikable fuck faces on the face of the planet. And what is he doing? He's got a phone where he's got a program to know the code to turn off the TV, okay?
Yeah.
So Charlie Day's character catches him. He tells him who it is. He's like, give me that phone. And then Ice Cube just grabs it and just fucking smashes it on the chalkboard. I was like, okay, what teacher would fucking do that?
None of them.
And then, okay, so what happens? The girl next to him, who he's got the hots for, Neil, she gives him her phone and says, do it again. I'm just like...
And look, and here's where I had to take a second break, where one of the unthinkables happen in any film. One of the most unthinkable things happen after This
causes Strickland to smash the bookshelf, swearing and cussing like a sailor, destroy the televisions and VCR, and then he goes outside. I was like, what the hell is he doing? And he comes back with a fire axe to try to kill Neil with it.
who in the right mind? You must be that fucking psycho. Such a fuck.
He does like a hammer swing, sledgehammer swing, and if Neil did not die to get out of the way, he would have killed him with the fire axe.
You must be that fucking psychopathic to do that. That is, you know how wrong that is? You know how offensive and wrong that is for something like that to happen again?
And what does he do? He just smashes the fucking desk into smithereens. He cuts it to smithereens.
And fucking, you got all the students and the Charlie standing there. I ain't do anything, no.
He didn't do a single thing. It's all Ice Cube's character, right? And this causes them to go to the principal's office. Yeah, Principal Duncefuck. I'm calling him that. Principal Duncefuck. Because he is. He's a fucking retard. And there's this running joke. Another senior prank day. Wherever he goes, he has this fucking Mexican mariachi band to play loud music wherever he goes. And he said he offered him $100 to leave, but they don't stop following him. I'm like, what the dude, this movie is so fucking stupid. It's illogical to the point where it makes your brain melt.
You want to know something right now? Let me point you all a little something. See, and I'll use Huggies for a perfect example here. I'll use a perfect example. I don't know if it didn't make any sense, but here's the thing. Okay. You see this red Huggy here? This is our blood. It starts off, as a nice, decent color. Then all of a sudden, as you watch the movie, it progresses. The color of your blood turns darker and darker to the point where it just brings your blood to a whole dark purplish color.
Fucking piss boil.
And there you go. It turns it from a yellow to a green. I don't know why I had to get Huggies involved, but Huggies are good beverages, but still, they're nice. But yes, let me tell you on where are we at again?
Okay, so they're talking about this ordeal now. The principal, because of the principal's stress level, and the level of chaos that's going on, he said he's only going to be he is not only firing departments for reasons that are just so illogical, but he's going to fire either Ice Cube or Charlie Day, and then he says both. I'm like, why the fuck are you firing Charlie Day? What the fuck did he do wrong?
He didn't do shit. He just thought
Ice Cube tried to murder somebody with a fucking axe.
He was a witness, and guess what? Charlie Day, his character, he says he did it.
He did it. All the adults act like fucking adolescent bastards.
Actually, no. You want to know the best thing to say instead of adolescent bastards? They literally act like grade school children.
Pretty much.
They act. Adolescent bastards one thing, but most of them, they literally act like elementary, grade school children. They literally act like small children. They act so fucking childish within their behaviors, tattling on one another, bullying like one another. It was so stupid.
Just because he was trying to get his job, get fired for no apparent reason.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
He told the principal what happened. I'm just like, you know what's funny? It's funny that all the students are there
doing shit.
Saw Ice Cube try to murder him with a fucking axe, and yet they're only talking to these two students. And then he finally convinces them, like, yeah, Ice Cube was the one that tried to murder him. So he fires Ice Cube from his job.
And
this is where the plot comes to take place. I'm just like, oh.
This is what happens. This is again where childish bullshit happens. Ice Cube comes out, and while Charlie Day's walking away to get back to his class, Ice Cube comes out and tells him, I'm going to summarize it real quick. You! Fist fight! 3 o'clock in the parking lot!
Yeah, he goes, phew, fist. He forces Charlie into a fight that...
For something for a crime he didn't even commit or something.
He had nothing to do with, and he's like, parking lot, after school, it's on. I want everyone to see this. We're going to handle this like real men. I'm like, wait, what?
Just
what
for
teacher will fucking... Oh my god, this movie. And then he says, you got a fucking job and I don't. Snitches get... Snitches get stitches. And then, I'm not kidding you, their fight, hashtag teacher fight, gets trend and it goes fucking viral all over the school and many areas around that school. I was just like,
and you want to know something? There weren't even.
Is this movie written for fucking retards?
And you want to know something? A little funny, quote unquote. There was no students around at the time when this took place. There was no students around. So basically, everyone heard about it. We're going to put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook, Instagram, Pornhub. There you go, on every single website you can think of. Now the whole school knows about it.
Even in the school, okay, we'll get to that later on, okay? And then, and then it shows, okay, the running joke. Remember the same kids who mowed the lawn dick? In front of the coach, because the coach is so fucking delusional and stupid, he can't even realize it.
Yeah, basically.
They're now mowing chalk on the ground. And what is it? It shows the dick, and it shows chalk, white chalk on top of the dick, like it's spraying cum all over.
By the way, you want to know one thing on how gullible the gym teacher was? The kids were like, the principal told us to come out and do this for a daily chore to help out the environment. And the principal was like, the gym teacher was like, you kids are
He's
so helpful.
Even though your lines are all fucked up and misguided, I'll give you credit because you're working hard and you're trying to do a good job. And
just by fucking drawing a dick.
Fuck! These people are not even trying in this movie. They're not trying.
They're all stupidity. That's what it is. Now let's get back to the reality factor of what we're discussing.
And then the people are talking. Okay, I don't understand how Strickland got hired to be a teacher, because many people had stories about he used to be in the special forces, he has multiple kills, and he used to be a ruthless cop, but he's got domestic violence written all over him. And then he used to be in a gang to where people have to answer to them if they snitch on him, and they beat you to death with a fucking pipe. He's got a history of violence, and yet he's a history teacher?
Yet nothing happens. By the way, you want to know one thing about this scene that I absolutely love? I love how they try and make it so fucking serious, so fucking important, that you just have to be so hooked. Where clearly, there was nothing serious about it because of how stupid his character was, being that stereotypical Mr. Tough Guy.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and dude, in real life, there's a porn star named Tiffany Six. She got fired for her substitute teacher job because they realized that she was a hardcore porn star in her
past
and her background. Yet this motherfucker who's killed people was part of gangs and a ruthless cop with domestic violence and a history of violence is hired as a history teacher in showcases that what they do? They just fire Ice Cube from his job, even though he tried to murder a student with a fucking fire axe.
Yeah, just like nothing happened, Holy
shit! This movie.
Kid tried to get murdered. But no, we're just gonna let him go and move on to
Okay, so now we're on the football field where the coach is coaching football for no stupid reason, right? And it showcases these two brothers who are these two students who are brothers. By the way,
there's another running shtick. One of the twin brothers there's a shtick where one of the twin brothers gets constantly beaten up or punched in the face.
And this is where it starts. Now listen to this. Holly talks about one of the students in the field who has a thing for her, and she's been flirting with him, flirting with him, waving like, "Hi, how are you?" And he's like, and he says out loud, he's like, she admits that he wants to fuck me.
Well, clearly the kid showed no.
Wow, you have a lot of fucking balls to go and pull that bullshit.
The kid literally has no idea, no sense at all, and he was just assumed in that position.
And yeah, she's like flirting with him and just like acting like a fucking pedophile towards him.
It was fucking pathetic, dude.
And then Charlie Day's like, well, when did you get on the news and everything? And this is what Holly says. The news always leads out the good parts, especially when the teacher always leads the seduction. What the fuck?
It makes no sense.
Dude, this was like Dirty Crapple where I'm watching this and I'm like, I cannot believe not only the level of just offensive bullshit, but stupidity These writers, they're not fucking trying. They really aren't.
For the guys who wrote this movie, I'm gonna tell you right now. Speaking of
I got
that,
their names right here.
who are they? Because I got a little something to say about.
Oh yeah, the screenplay. Okay, it was by Evan Susser, Max Greenfield, and Van Robichaux. That's Robichaux.
I never heard of these assholes. But speaking of meth, you know
You
what?
don't
Let's
fucking
talk about it.
deserve to be in movie industry anymore. You deserve to get fucking dragged through the goddamn streets for promoting and writing such bullshit.
You know what? Let's talk about, since we're on the topic of meth, because that's one thing that's about the movie. I think these guys were on meth, and thanks to those drugs that they were taking, they were inspired to put that in the movie because that's what they were taking was meth.
Hey, guess what? Yeah, I'm on Adderall. You don't see me doing this shit. Fucking bullshit, dude. Dude, I couldn't believe what I was watching.
The movie, again, it was just, again, it's on par with Dirty Grandpa.
Yeah,
except
yes,
it takes place in a school. That's what this is. It's fucking stupid.
Anybody who finds this shit redeeming or funny, I don't want to associate with you no more.
Oh, you're saying,
Because-
you're pulling that again.
Hey, and last year with Dirty Grandpa, I removed a lot of people off my friends list. I don't give a fuck.
Wow, you're
Because
pulling
how does anybody find this shit redeeming?
Wow, you're pulling that again.
Think about it. How does anyone find this shit redeeming?
Think about
Please, tell me. I want to hear this. Because we're going in details as to what went on in this fucking movie. Okay, and then the coach, he tells one of the brothers, and he says this, and I'm not kidding you, give your brother 85%. So what does he do? He literally sucker punches, knocks his brother out in front of everybody, no consequence for his action.
It was just like, oh, kid got knocked out. Let's just go take a walk. So yeah,
And you know
that's
what he
what
said? He's
happened.
like, yeah, it's looking at 100%. If you did that, then there's a bet going on if he can even get up or not.
Oh, for.
What?
By the way, then they would talk about
What
the fight
fucking
scene.
universe does this school or this movie takes place in?
A world of drugs. That's what it is. A world of drugs. A world of pathetic bullshit. A world of. There you go.
And then all the teachers and students are predicting that Strickland is going to literally kill Campbell.
Yeah.
Literally kill him.
Because, like I said, they're making him as a stereotypical Mr. Tough guy. Like, he's the boss. He's the big shot. And, he's the guy you want
like
to fuck with.
He's like the bully, okay? He's like the hardcore gangster bully. And Campbell is like this wimpy, this wimpy wuss.
Yeah, that, again, the running dick is that they call him a bitch and a pussy.
Oh my god, not fucking stop. And then, after that, we get another running joke with the lawn. They're mowing,
Yeah,
they
that's
mowed
been
a pair of tits where the cum shot was.
Oh, titty fuck. Ain't that
No,
lovely?
it shows like, tits.
Yeah,
over
tits in the
cum, and it shows
cum.
I'm just like, fuck you, movie.
Again, it's adolescent bullshit humor. That's all it is.
This bottom of the barrel. This is made. You know what? I'm going to save that joke for later, like I said. Okay, and then we get to the fucking security guard. Oh my god.
This is where we meet the security guard, and this is where how they introduce each other. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, he's trying to he's chasing after these bunch of seniors from leaving campus, and they all escape in their cars, and they're flipping the guard off. And he goes, I make more money than you do. Fuck off.
Oh,
I'm just like,
real offending. What an offending comeback that was. Really smart, film. Really smart.
Campbell asks the security guard to help him with this fight, okay? Which is stupid because this would never happen realistic. Well,
No.
Unbelievably. Yeah, even though it's trending everywhere. Oh, these two teachers are going to get in a brutal brawl, and everyone is loving it. I'm just like, fuck you, movie. And then this is what he says. You ready? The guard claims he can't help him because it's out of his jurisdiction due to it being after school. He's the school security guard and not the world security guard. I don't try to stop terrorist attacks.
You want to know something, though? You want to know something right there? That last sentence tells you how fucking offending that is because within his stereotypical heritage background and same with terrorist attacks, what does that fucking tell you? What does that
And
tell you?
this-
Just think about it. Think about it mentally. What does that tell you of an Indian saying that?
Yeah, and
What does that tell you?
School monitors, guess what? They have security around schools, even after school is done for, you fucking morons.
God,
and then he says this,
damn,
if it's after 3 p.m., if it's after 3 p.m., you're probably going to lay there all night until 7 a.m. where I'll come and save your life.
This is where he's talking about CPR, that he knows that shit.
And then Campbell, and he goes, well, shit. And then he goes,
okay, well, folks, I'd like to apologize for that little cutoff right there because my camera died on me. It's fully charged right now. Hopefully it doesn't die on us again. And we're continuing the next day within this review, and we know exactly where we left off. We're going to talk about the security guard, this stupid stereotypical...
Oh, yes, fisted anus. Now, where we left off, Campbell got done talking to the school security guard, you know, the stereotypical Indian. So fucking offensive. And then we get a next scene. Now, this is why I had to take another break. I was lost for fucking words. Miss Monette, played by, what the hell is her name? Shit, I lost. Because Mary, it's on the tip of my tongue. What the fuck is her name?
Some bitch.
Christina Hendricks, a.k.a. Jessica Rabbit. Okay? I'm going to call her that. So Jessica Rabbit, who has like a thing for Mr. Strickland, right?
Yeah, because...
She approaches Mr. Strickland and she says this. She's like, you think punching him in the face is going to do any good? And then she goes, no, this will. And she pulls out like a flip switchblade, dude.
Yeah, apparently she shows her nunchuck skills pulling a fucking Dean Ambrose.
I was like, wait a minute. What teacher would carry that to school? Just like Ice Cube, how he carries a fucking knife with him earlier that cut the tripwire. I'm like, okay. And that's what she said. And she said, here, takes a switchblade so you can stab Campbell since punching won't do anything for him being a pervert.
Again, this girl, she's assuming. She's absolutely assuming.
Even though he was trying to stop him from doing it, and he was doing it right in front of him because, yeah, that would ever happen, and yet she thinks he's a fucking pervert pedophile. I was just like, this movie can go fuck itself. It's
pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. It's stupid.
And then this is what she says. You can tell, she says, she tells him that you need to cut him from his forehead down to his chin and slit his throat.
Bit graphic, don't you think? A little too graphic.
I'm just like at a loss for fucking words right now. I'm just like, what universe?
What teacher would say something like that?
What universe does this movie take place? Because this is bullshit.
It's a universe full of adolescent, no ground rules, no consequences, nothing happening.
Okay, and then we get this subplot. Okay, you remember Neil, the kid who was pulling that fucking prank on Strickland with the remote? I don't know how the hell he got that app to work. He got an app on his fucking on his iPhone to where or his camera or his iPhone, excuse me, where he can turn on and off the television. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah,
So Campbell approaches Neil, who is the editor of the school newspaper.
Yeah, and he's the guy talking about the fight where clearly he wasn't even around when the fight was announced. It was just it just happened. Might as well.
It just happened, and it's trending everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere, like citywide. It's so fucking retarded. And then the front page of the Roosevelt High School newspaper, it says this: "Why Mr. Campbell will die."
Let me tell you right now. Who would put that in a newspaper like that?
Holy fuck, dude! Okay. Now, Campbell's new motive is to try to get Strickland's job back, so he won't get his ass kicked in front of everybody in school. Yeah, like I.
So basically, he has to approach Neil because he has a whole thing and whatnot where he can,
hold on.
save him.
Let me read this. You're not gonna fucking believe this stupid horse shit, okay? He wants him to change the paper. Oh no. Neil says he will change the paper by blackmailing Campbell to buy him a MacBook Pro computer.
So yeah, basically bribery and blackmailing comes into play.
What? And then Campbell threatens to tell the editor's faculty advisor about this and the blackmail, and yet Neil's advisor is Mr. Strickland.
Wow, ain't that something?
Okay, first of all, that makes no fucking sense. He got fired, yet he's still the faculty's advisor?
How can someone be an advisor? Clearly, they just got fired. It makes no sense.
This movie makes no fucking sense. It's so goddamn retarded.
Oh, it is.
And so, what does he do? He goes to this
Apple store.
He goes to Apple. Where the fuck he buy this shit? Okay, he goes to Apple.
He goes
and
to the Apple store.
He buys the MacBook Pro, and then when he gets back to his car, he gets approached by his family out of the fucking blue.
Out of nowhere, they just showed up just for nothing. And basically, they
here
started
because,
talking.
you know, to help prepare for her talent show. I was like, oh my god.
Don't you fuck.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that, okay? And then this proceeds, and he's like, why are you here? You know? And he's like, well, I'm here because I bought you a MacBook Pro. And I was just like,
I have nothing.
This is...
Out of nowhere, out of nowhere, because here's the thing now. He didn't even want to tell her in the first place of what was going on. So basically, he had to use that as an excuse.
I mean, it's more makes fucking sense. None of this shit would ever happen. It's not believable.
So basically, after that, he had to go back in the Apple store and buy a good bundle of more.
Another one, and he had to buy it with multiple credit cards, and then the clerk mentions about the teacher fight. Even the clerk at Apple knows about the teacher fight.
Here's the thing, again, how does this happen? How do these people find out? But clearly, no propaganda even showed up even within the Apple store. They just heard it for nothing. They just heard it. That's it. They just heard it. That's all. It makes no sense.
Well, yeah, it's about a teacher fight that would never fucking happen in this bullshit universe, okay? And then the next thing we show a couple of seniors doing another senior prank where they're squirting baby oil all over the hallway, and Holly, the counselor, tells her stop, and she's slipping, and here comes this really old man. Like, his gimmick is that he's like 22 years, and I get this shit, you know, because he got fired. And what does he do? He slips and falls right on the ground, damn near breaking his back. That's funny. Fuck you, movie.
It's not funny, dude. That's fucking
discriminating. I was like, wow, yeah, more assault, and he could have broken a hip. That's funny. And no consequences for the actions. Fuck this.
Throughout the whole movie, no consequences. It was for every little thing that was going on, nothing.
And he swears out loud and everything. I was just like, wow. Okay, and now we're back to the principal's office where they come. Okay, this principal is such a fucking gullible dumbass.
Oh my god. So basically,
he's got to be the worst principal in movie history.
This right here is where Neil and Charlie's character, Mr. Campbell, went into the principal's office, and basically they were talking about, it wasn't Mr. Strickland's fault. It was all Neil's fault for how he was reading on his desk.
He said the reason why his desk, which are heavy duty, it broke because he leaned on it.
And basically, here's the thing.
What?
Let me tell you right now, back when
you tried to murder him with a fucking fire axe, he chopped that goddamn, heavy-duty desk to pieces, and he broke it like that because he leaned on it, and the principal buys it!
The principal literally, after all that...
Oh my god!
It was quite obvious.
To humanity.
This
movie is a slap in the face to motion pictures.
It was quite fucking obvious that you knew they were fucking lying. You could tell in their tone, the way their body language, they were fucking lying. The principal was like, okay, he's got his job back. Just like that. If something like that happened in reality form, try to make him keep saying, my desk broke. Reality check, bull fucking shit. You told me the first kid what happened.
Shenanigans happens between the two, and he got his job back.
So basically,
now Campbell, Strickland wanted this fight because he's the reason why he got fired. Even though he didn't do nothing wrong in the first fucking place, and he was the one who tried to murder someone with a fucking fire axe.
So basically, Harley decides, send both of them a text, an emergency alert saying, I'm pregnant.
He goes up to Strickland and says, hey, I got your job back. And yet, Strickland refuses because of the mishandling of the school system.
But here's the thing, no, I don't fucking understand.
And he still wants to fight.
I don't understand.
What's the fucking point?
I don't understand it. He was talking about saying, you're the one that caused me to get my job back, and from the way he acted, he wanted his job back, so Campbell did his thing, got his job back, now he's fucking contradicting himself.
He's a fucking hypocrite.
That's what he's doing. He's contradicting it and being so hypocritical, saying, the fight is going to continue in the parking lot. That's what's going to happen.
For no reason now.
There's literally
Even
no
if
reason.
he got his job back.
No reason. It was just going to happen.
Okay, and then, this scene. Okay, so Holly, the school counselor, she sends 2 texts. One to Ice-T, one to Charlie Day, okay?
This is
and
where...
Holly says that I'm pregnant.
Just as an excuse to get them all both together.
Excuse, and what does she send to Ice-T? That,
Ice-T.
Ice-T, yeah, write that one down. Ice-T is the old school.
I might get some iced tea later today.
Okay, you know what she sends to Strickland in order to get his attention? That someone raped her. Oh my god. This movie is an abomination to cinema.
So basically, once they all got together in the auditorium, the first thing that Harley brought to mind to Campbell was the fact, did that twin student say anything to me at all about fucking him?
And this is what she says, ready? I am not kidding you. This is what she says word to word, and I don't know how anyone finds this shit funny or supports this shit. This is what she says, ready?
Horrible.
She goes, I'm not pregnant, and what are you doing? And she's like, you didn't sleep with one of your students. She's like, no, I would never sleep with a student without protection. When it comes to being in bed, numbers don't lie, except for the number of pumps, because she counts the number of pumps because she likes statistics. I am not joking, folks.
This tells you how up the ass of a pedophile she is.
If she has protection. I'm at a loss for words here.
Oh my god, it just gets bad from there. Wait, we got a lot more to discuss, but still, once it gets to...
auditorium, it's kind of set up like a UN desk, where Campbell is sitting on a desk that symbolizes Israel, and Strickland sits at a one that symbolizes Iran.
And basically they were trying to make...
My fucking god!
They were trying to make a quote-unquote geographical history lesson without this, but here's the thing, no.
I'm sorry,
especially with their examples.
Yeah, a slap in the face to Israel, dude.
Oh, it gets worse. Wait till guess what Strickland decided to trade Iran with.
Even Holly's like, oh, you want to change that? So he changed it to North Korea. I was like, what the what? This movie, what do people find funny in this?
I don't understand at all what people find funny, especially it's quote-unquote minor. The whole movie's a big flaw. It should have never been made. The whole movie's a flaw.
Positive this movie.
There's nothing positive about the movie. It's not fucking funny at all.
Ray's funny and clever. Look at Sausage Party.
Oh, you totally understand what they were doing with that movie.
Exactly. With this is just mean-spirited and
it's
just
offending, it's stereotypical, it's adolescent, it's no consequences in this world at all, it's complete contradiction within each character, and it's just downright offending.
Holly calls them for them to settle this fight, even though he got his fucking job back. Okay?
So basically...
So Strickland says this to Campbell to his face, and I'm not kidding you. I'm just like,
fucking hell, what?
For the Whopper, what's your beef? Okay.
Go ahead.
And this is what Strickland says. Ready? Word for word. If you don't show up to this fight after school, he will show up to his house with tons of duct tape and gut him like a fish.
So now you want to make it personal and get yourself really in trouble.
Talking about, invading privacy, kidnapping, and flat out assault and murder him with a fucking blade.
Just because of one stupid thing, to the point where now he's contradicting himself, acting like Mr. Tough Guy.
Oh my god! Okay, and this is why they took another break. And then after that, Campbell calls 911.
Oh, dude, let me tell you right now, this right here, let me tell you what right now, I'm going to compare this to Dirty Grandpa. This is literally one of the worst fucking cops I've ever seen. Why? Because these cops were just as bad as the cops from Dirty Grandpa. But here's the thing, though. Once Campbell calls the cops to make a threat about this, you got this stereotypical ghetto cop woman thing.
She's stereotypical ghetto black lady talking that slang, okay? And he's telling, dude, he's gonna assault me and everything.
He's gonna fight me.
She's like, wait. Well, then put the teacher. He's like, no, I am the teacher. He goes, I'm gonna be fighting against Melly teacher. And then when she hears that, what did he do? Everyone from the 911 office all fucking laugh at him.
They laugh in his face. Now here's the thing, though. Why in the right mind? Assault is a real serious thing, and for them to laugh at something like this, a threat and assault, for them to just sit there and laugh, give me a fucking break.
And it says this at the end. She's like, yeah, go ahead and take that ass whooping, bye, and she hangs up on him.
Give me a break. If you're police, you're supposed to do your job.
I swear to God, it's like like I said, the writers, they were on fucking methamphetamine writing this movie.
They were on, I can only imagine, not just meth, but any drug out there. Ooh, honeycomb.
Okay, so moving on. Okay. You remember that fucking, speaking of meth, you remember the racehorse that was doped up on meth?
So this is where, I guess I can explain. So basically, Campbell went back to his class to, continue his lesson, his ongoing lesson.
They're still on his fucking,
so basically,
still on the whiteboard,
two of the kids are realizing, he's having a nervous breakdown. We shouldn't prank him, but you know what? No consequences. So what happened was, they had the string wrapped around his feet, and that methed up horse started dragging him throughout the hallway, down the stairs, throughout the whole school while he's getting splattered with paint on his face.
Splattered by tripwire spray paints. Getting dragged in a high school violently by a racehorse that was doped up on meth.
Again.
What
world is
this? Hell?
I don't understand what the world... I don't fucking understand it.
I don't get it either! How does this have a 30% rating? It should have been no higher than 5! This movie is fucking garbage!
It sucks! It's bullshit! But yes, after that, him and Tracy Morgan got the exact same thing, and they started talking about a plan.
And then they talk... Okay, so they all thought about a plan to frame Strickland for holding drugs, right?
Yeah. Oh,
and then what she do? She asks Holly. Remember, she admits that everybody knows that she's doped up on meth before and after she goes to school. And she's like, I don't got any drugs with me. I take them before school and after. And and he goes, well, where can we get drugs? And this is what she says, and I swear to God, I was just like, does this movie have any fucking rhyme or reason?
And plus, here's the thing, though, it made no sense at all of anything she stated in this part.
This is what she says, and I wrote it word for word. This is a public school in the United States of America. There literally could not be a better place to buy drugs.
Let me tell you right now.
This is one of the worst screenplays I have ever heard in my life.
No, this race so far is the worst screenplay of the year.
No, this is the worst of everything.
It's fucking Absolutely pathetic.
It's like,
It makes
wow,
no sense.
I owe 50 Shades Darker and Triple X3 an apology.
Thought those movies were bad. This here is the tip of the iceberg.
Wow, you thought the logic of 50 Shades Darker was bad? It's this times 100.
It's fucking pathetic, dude.
My God.
Literally, this movie, the fucking screenplay, everything in this movie. I mean, literally, I can't even go in specific detail. Everything is just complete pathetic adolescent bullshit.
And here's the thing that makes no sense. This is the last day of school, yet they're actually teaching historical things. And I was like, who would be teaching shit on the last day of school?
Not me. Not any other teachers I went with.
And yet they're doing football practice, which is in like May/June. Makes no fucking sense. And they remember those two kids that are doing more on the lawn and shit? You know, doing that dick joke?
Yeah, continue.
Forces kids to mow the fucking lawn after school. That doesn't work that way.
Really
and yet the coach is like, oh, you're doing a good job. No, they have people work for the school who takes care of the lawn.
Yeah, janitors, man. That's what they do.
Holy fuck! These people never went to school. The writer and director of this movie never went to school.
Nah, they never went to school, period. They just thought, okay, we'll just write an adolescent movie. Now, let me tell you another thing that goes on. Just after when we're done with this, they decided to, plant the drugs.
No. No. There's a couple more things I gotta explain, okay?
Hold on.
Okay. We go back to Neil Campbell, right? And this is where Campbell starts to grow a fucking pair. This is where he becomes the tough guy hero.
Out of nowhere.
The hero, and I'm just like, this is so fucking stereotypical, man.
So basically, grows a pair of balls and tells the kid, oh, you're gonna have to help me get some drugs. But no, what does Neil want this time? He wants an iPhone. He wants himself an iPhone now.
Oh, before we get to that, it shows him watching a YouTube clip of some kid in Taiwan who, for somehow, got the emergency call from 911 that he was talking to for assault, and he made a YouTube parody out of it. It shows him crying and pissing on a school desk like a baby.
Again, there was nobody around the premises when that call happened. Seriously, it makes no sense how these kids managed to pick up on this stuff and it just happens. This makes no sense.
So yeah, he needs to buy drugs to frame Strickland, and now he's blackmailing him for getting an iPhone. He gets so pissed off.
He literally grabs him out of his shirt and
he smacks the shit on about ready to kick his ass and he gives it to him for free. I'm just like, really? Okay, and then when he's going down the hallway, he sees Miss Monette, Jessica Rabbit, the fucking stupid evil bitch.
So basically, this is where it starts getting worse.
It tries to hide in a locker, but if you hide in a locker, that may come off as pervy, to her, even though he's trying to evade her because of her bullshit. And when she spots him, you know what she does? She plays charades of him getting sliced down his face and across his throat, killing him.
Yeah, just because of one stupid mishap that she totally did not understand about.
Oh, God, this movie just infuriated me. Okay.
Fucking movie's pathetic, dude.
Oh, my God. Okay, and then we get to Principal Duncefuck, where they have his car
in the middle of the school.
Decked all the hallways in school that was destroyed, vandalized, graffiti, window smashed, everything.
And again,
no consequence.
Again, all this would never happen. Literally, it's just rinse and repeat of everything that we're discussing. Why? Because that's what this movie basically is. Rinse and repeat discussion of, no consequences, nothing.
Well, to take this movie seriously, how about fuck you? This movie insulted my intelligence.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. See, if you're supposed to, not take it serious, let me tell you right now about certain movies that you can say to an extent you can't take serious because the movie knows what it's doing. Spoof films. Because, once you hear spoof films
Spaceballs,
being
that's
made,
a great example.
those are one of those films you can say. Those are films you can say to an extent that you can't really take serious because, well, we already know
because
the
it's
outcome.
self-aware of what it's doing.
There you go. But it doesn't matter what genre of film it is, whether it's romance, whether it's action, whether if it's a comedy, a horror, no matter what genre of film it is, minus the spoofs, you gotta go in and take a film with a grain of salt and see it and judge it and how you see it within the how you're watching it.
So, and by the way, he plants his foot on his car. Why? Because the principal scared the shit out of him so bad to where he was flipping the drugs up in the air, and he caught it with his back of it, with the bottom of his foot onto the car, right? And then what got the principal's attention to persuade him away? On the monitor, there's another senior prank that I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. This is what they said. Very important announcement. If anyone finds a 2-inch penis, please report it to Principal Tyler because it's his. Ha 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 ha! I was just like,
the penis jokes this were up the ass.
oh my god! Most of this whole movie is and then when the principal leaves, there's that running joke with a mariachi band.
Blah 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 blah. That had no reason. It's just there.
So fucking stupid. Okay, so now they plant the drugs in Strickland's briefcase. Okay, except here's the problem: the drugs he got were called Molly, and when the cops finally show up with the search dogs, I was just like, really? And they have that fucking doofus, that stereotypical Indian school security guard.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hated that guy. Okay, the problem is the dogs, they can't smell the drug Molly.
Hold on a second. If those dogs job's supposed to smell drugs like that, what's the fucking point of having them if they're not going to be doing their job, nor they can't have that scent, nor trained?
Well, they can't smell Molly, according to them. I was just like, wait, what? No, it gets better, folks. So in order to counteract that, Holly offers Campbell weed.
Yeah, weed.
Right there. And Campbell's pissed. He's just like, hey, you didn't have drugs. She says, I didn't have drugs. I have weed.
Again, it's self-contradiction saying, oh, she didn't have it, yet
God.
you did. It's contradiction. It's all self-contradiction of what was going on. It's pathetic.
So he goes through into Strickland's window while the cops are right outside, about to leave. And as soon as he's about to plant them, Strickland is right there waiting for him.
Again.
And it's with the fire axe in his hands. I'm like, wait, what?
Again, he had no idea about this at all. He just knows. It just happens. That's all. No explanation, no rhyme, no reason, no show and tell details of what happened and how.
I love how
it just happened.
He knew the cops were there with the dogs, and he knew that the drugs weren't able to be sniffed out by the dogs. How does he fucking know this?
Again, he doesn't know due to the fact. He just knows. No explanation. It just happens.
And then he lures the cops and them back in by lighting the weed, right? While Ice Cube is chasing after him, trying to kill him with a fire axe. And then the two fucking cops and that goddamn fucking school security guard. I wanted him to die. I really did. That's how much I fucking hated him. And you got these retarded fucking antics. These are some of the worst police I've ever seen in a movie. And how does Strickland respond?
Let me tell you something right now. On how I responded.
Oh,
if you thought this particular phrase that's going to be said momentarily was enough, let me tell you all. This exact phrase was said in another movie based off. It was a biographical film. Based off of a real thing. It was based off of the NWA, Straight Outta Compton. Let me tell you right now about this film that also what did that we didn't mention. This film rips off so many quirks from good movies to the point it's fucking pathetic.
We'll get to that, but what does he say to the cops?
Fuck the police.
And I bet you the mainstream moviegoers are like, I get it, because Ice Cube said that. I'm like, no, fuck you. This movie has to go speak so low to go to a great source material and tarnish it with this bullshit. And what happens? They both get arrested.
Now, before we continue on, let me think about this, and for you people at home, see if this makes any logical sense. When Campbell called the police to file an assault of what was going on, a threat and an assault that was going to be happening, they laughed in his face, yet, fuck the police, gets him arrested. It makes no sense. They arrested someone.
He didn't even say it.
They arrested some people for a phrase than over a real life death-threatening thing.
They also arrested him because of him trying to frame him for drugs. But we'll get
it makes no sense.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I love it how when he calls 911 for assault, they laugh at him. Yeah, but yet if it's drugs, the cops will be right there.
I just said that.
Wait, what?
It makes no logical sense at all.
No fucking sense.
No sense at all.
Seriously, I cannot wait for someone to defend this movie in the comment section. I'm waiting for them.
There's literally no redeeming factors about this
movie. There's none!
There's nothing redeemable about it. You know what? I'm not going to bother saying those words because it's just rinse and repeat, so...
Okay.
Go ahead, continue.
They both get arrested, they're going to transfer to jail, and they drive by a church. Okay, here's another offensive scene. They drive by a church that says, those how they can display letters on the heading, to showcase what's going on. Yes. And this is what it says, and I'm not kidding you. It said this church says, "Pray for Andy Campbell. #teacher-fight."
Again, it just happens. No reason how it happens.
Church, so they're promoting violence. I
thought church was supposed to be a peaceful place, but apparently
it's supposed to be a peaceful place. We're supposed to love your neighbor and yourself, and thou not should commit murder. Thou should not steal. Thou should not assault, commit adultery, and yet they're promoting this with the #teacher-fight. I cannot fucking believe this. Goddamn, how does this have a 30% rating? And Jeremy Johns. Seriously, thank God I stopped watching him. He's like, this movie is a good time, no alcohol required. I was like, no, give me that alcohol so I can bust it over someone's fucking head. Over the writers' heads.
Wait.
For this bullshit.
Hold up a second. Jeremy Johns gave this a positive rating?
Yes, he did. He said this is a good time, no alcohol required.
Oh, my Lord.
This is what people in the film forum told me, and I was like, this is why I stopped following him. I stopped following Chris Stuckman. I stopped following the schmoes. Yeah. I don't follow any of them top people anymore.
God, dude.
Because they think these garbage comedies are fucking funny. Like Mark Ellis did with Bad Moms. Yeah, he has Hell Caesar on his 10 worst films of the year list.
It wasn't even that shitty of a film. I mean, I could.
I wasn't a fan of it, but at least I understood where it was going and what it was doing.
But here's the thing, though. Hell Caesar. I mean, for the people who don't like it, I mean, it's not a shitty movie. It's not.
Is it one of the 10 worst fucking movies? No. Fuck off, man. Yeah, he had Bad Moms as the most surprising film of the summer. Fucking hell. Go figure.
This is someone.
Even though we went into details of that shit. Okay.
I love Hell Caesar.
So, they're now in the jail cell.
He
goes over to this intimidating big guy, right?
For no reason.
And he's saying, like, hey, that guy right there is talking shit about you. And he's like, he's been talking a lot of shit, and he thinks he's going to fuck you up. And when he nods...
Oh, and by the way, he also said, he thinks you're a bitch. He thinks you're
a bitch, you're a pussy, you're a dick. I was like, here we go again
with those fucking names over repetitive. So basically, after when they talked it over, he went over to Ice Cube, and they basically started talking, regular conversation.
And he's trying to make him nod, okay? He's trying to make him nod to give him the signal to beat his ass. And he's like, well, are we still doing this fight? And he's like, nah.
Nah, man, the fight's off.
Just like that, he forgets about it.
Out of nowhere.
Oh my God, these people are fucking retarded in a universe
just no reason, the fight was off just like that. So basically, Mr. Campbell, you fucked up. So then all of a sudden, after the nod, here comes Mr. Eric Rowan.
Here comes this big dude approaching Ice Cube, right? And Ice Cube literally knocks the shit out of him and chokes him out in under 30 seconds.
Uh-huh. And
Hold that thought for a little bit later on. And then all of a sudden, Ice Cube's like, you set this fool after me. The fight is back on. I'm just like, really? And then here comes the cop, and he lets them both go, right? Get ready for this, folks. It's because the drugs, they weren't Molly. They were aspirin. Flop! This movie is fucking garbage!
Out of all the commotion for drugs, well, clearly it was just aspirin pills to help a headache.
The aspirin!
Out of all that, this is the bullshit that happens. Out of all that, they're both like, go like, meh, just forget about it. Nothing happened.
Okay, so now Campbell is now waiting for a meeting.
Uh-huh.
Principal and the superintendent. And here comes this chick with big bug eyes. Just give me a few minutes. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, just 1 minute. And he's waiting for 15 fucking minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then again, she goes, 1 more minute. She's like, no, fuck that shit.
So basically, he goes in and
because the principal
about his
and
fishing trip.
the superintendent were talking about fishing when his job is on the line. What the fuck, movie? Do you not give up?
Here's the thing, though, with this. In reality, no. If you're a superintendent of a school, you're supposed to do your job of running the whole entire concept of the schools instead of talking about your stupid fishing trip and wasting time. Where clearly, a job at stake that Campbell had, where clearly it can affect his whole career, was completely wasted. So basically, as soon as they came in, you got the fucking car insurance guy or whatever his name was.
Dennis Haysbert, who, folks, I feel so, I don't know why he's on it. He's done so much good shit. And, dude, he was amazing on 24. I loved him as president in 24. He was superb. And then, so Campbell learns that his colleagues have been fired.
Uh-huh.
Okay? He's brought into the meeting and he learns that he's one of the absolutely few to remain at his position. He did not get fired. He's one of the only few, since they were firing departments to reduce costs. I'm like, really?
Reduce costs? Hold up that thought. Reduce costs for the fact they got a bunch of kids roaming around, pulling all these pranks, ruining their lives, and yet the teachers getting fired instead of worrying about the real action what's going on? Yeah.
So Campbell gets really pissed, and he's like, and the principal tells him, hey, the cuts doesn't concern you because you're just a teacher. Even though he's teaching at a school where it does matter to him.
Of course. But here's the thing, though.
And then he just lashes out at the principal in the car. He grows a pair of nuts, even though it's so stereotypical and stupid.
Grows a pair of nuts, lashes out, and tell him, oh, stick your job and shove it up your ass. And then
and stick that fish up your ass, and then he leaves, and that was the end of that scene. And then, oh my God, Gary.
Dude.
Here we go. This is arguably the worst scene. One of the worst fucking scenes I have ever seen in my entire life.
Now, before we even talk about it, let me tell you a little something right now when I saw this scene. Knowing me as a person, as the big lover I am for music, when I saw this scene, words. He was there with me throughout the whole time I had to watch this. After this, I told him, dude, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. But he told me I had to continue.
At the end of this scene, this movie perfectly signified what this movie's audience was.
Let me tell you.
We'll get to that.
Let me tell you right now. When I saw
Oh my God.
when I saw this particular scene, words cannot explain how it fucking last night it mentally destroyed me. I was literally, for those in the network, I was literally drunk as a piss racehorse. Thanks to this scene. This scene caused me to drink. I had the wine.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him, folks.
This scene
I really
caused
don't.
me to drink really bad. Half a bottle of wine I had to drink because of this scene. Because of how
I encourage him because
horrible it was.
You need a bottle of wine to get through this fucking nightmare.
Now, when I saw this scene, it brought back so many memories of especially this genre, especially the words, and everything that happened. And this signifies the reality factor of one of the main reasons why this generation is so fucked up. So we get to the talent show where
this
the
is the talent show that
is when the little girl is...
Oh yeah, and by the way, another cliche. This movie's full of cliche stereotypes. Like the mother, he's a wimpy guy, but the mother is hot, but she's pregnant. And she hopes that he doesn't lose his job out because of a newborn coming. Cliche, and the daughter who needs to stand up so she can win the title, but the guy's going to be running. Another cliche. Okay.
So basically, the girl starts off stuttering, singing.
Oh my God! This goes on forever.
I was literally thinking to myself, guys, shut up. So then you got that little girl
she's stuttering, she can't sing, she's in a fright, and then you got this girl, Trisha, who's heckling her in front of everybody, and no one doesn't do nothing. So and then here comes Campbell, he makes it, but he's late, and she drops the mic and storms off crying.
So basically Campbell goes up on stage and explains to her daughter about everything that happened.
Well, backstage, yeah.
And then, all of a sudden, he's persuade her, saying, oh, let's do that rap song.
And I was like, she gets another try again because we're here to break the rules. Like I said, all rules have no consequence and there's no continuity.
And let me tell you right now.
So what does his daughter? It makes her daughter sing. Allie performs Big Sean's IDFWU, and she uses it to diss a popular classmate who was heckling her in front of everybody at this school talent show. I just sat there. I was just like, I can't fucking believe this. I was at a loss for fucking words. And then when the music got cut off, finally, she still kept singing the fucking song.
You keep talking. You gotta give me a minute.
No, okay, dude. Okay, and this is all towards Trisha. And here's the thing. After it was over, everybody... Okay, after it was over... All the parents, all the adults watching this were just disgusted. They were just ridiculed. They just couldn't believe what the fuck they saw. It was a slap in the face. And all the little kids got up and cheered. And they gave it a round of applause. That right there shows what this movie was fucking targeted audience was aimed for. Adolescent retards.
It summed it up perfectly. This movie summed it up perfectly. It summed up exactly what this targets in this generation. Adolescents. That's what
this movie was aimed for. Young, stupid, adolescent, illogical, with no continuity, fucking retards.
It made perfect sense after that. And by the way, one thing, the little girl, she said this one phrase, and you can ask him. It pissed me off to the core. She said, "Oh, Daddy, I'm gonna be a rock star now." Shut the fuck up! No, you don't compare rap to rock. Two different genres. God, fucking damn it!
Okay, and then after Campbell, he then apologizes to everyone. Says he had no clue about not knowing the songs or the lyrics.
Oh!
What?
Oh! Yet he was on stage with her, singing and dancing to it.
Oh my God! And you know what? After seeing her daughter so happy, it encourages him to get into the fist fight.
Oh!
The movie being built up to this moment.
Mr. Tough Guy comes out. So basically, once you get to the fight, there's the whole crowd of students and teachers, everybody there.
Dude, all the staff members, all the students, people, there's like thousands of people waiting to see two teachers beat each other in a violent, bloody pulp.
And guess what?
At a school!
Every single...
Think of this fucking premise!
Every single person in this movie were standing up and cheering for him.
Yeah! And he shows up. He crushes. Remember that kid Scooter? Who he cut him off.
Yeah.
He crushes the Scooter with his car. And he goes, "Hey, what the fuck? That was my Scooter." And he goes, "Oh, tough shit. No consequences." No. Even though he took his parking spot from the beginning, no consequences.
Nothing. So basically, out of all the crap that he went through in the beginning of all the senior pranks, he's a tough guy now. He's the hero. We're gonna cheer for him after all the bullshit we gave him. We're gonna cheer for him.
And of course, they have to play fucking slow motion as he's approaching this goddamn fight.
One of the worst shots I've seen. Now, here's the thing though that really got me. Here's the mariachi band again, and they were playing Okay, before I even say what it is, this was an insult to one of the greatest franchises in movie history and one of the greatest movie characters ever. They were playing the theme for Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, they're playing the Rocky theme as he's going towards. And remember, there's like thousands upon thousands of people. And when he shows up, they make an aisle for him to walk in the middle, where it's a big open area for him and Ice Cube to fight. And they're playing the fucking Rocky theme. I was just like,
it was pathetic.
This is bottom of the barrel garbage. And then it shows Miss Moan right in the front, literally screaming out loud, "Fucking kill him! Fucking destroy him!" I'm just like.
She was so fucking delusional, denial. It was pathetic. So then, all of a sudden, here comes Ice Cube.
And the fight. And the fight begins. School security guard is there, and one of the students is like, "Why aren't you stopping this?" And he goes, "It is not my job to stop this." I was like,
wait, hold up a second. If you're a security guard, your job is supposed to prevent violence.
After 3 o'clock, he's off duty. He doesn't. Remember. To him, stopping this is like stopping terrorism. Remember he said that?
I remember. That was fucking...
Fuck you, dude.
So basically,
so they get into this fucking fight. Now, remember how Ice Cube beats the shit out of that big fucking monster dude in 30 seconds? Yet these two guys have a fight that goes on and
it was one of the longest.
And people are cheering and praising this shit.
It was one of the longest and saddest and deplorable fight scenes ever. Why? Because it was how stupid. And yet, Mr. Camp.
And the boss was bad. Jesus Christ.
And yet, here's Mr. Oh, dude, wait till the aftermath. As soon as the fight was going on.
Oh, dude, I have everything written down.
As soon as the fight was going on, the big guy that Ice Cube knocked down, he's done. But Mr. Campbell, he gets right back up because he's the John Cena. He's the John Cena. He's the John Cena of this movie.
He's a fucking whiny bitch, and then he's fighting against a guy, a guy in a world that would never happen, by the way. I keep saying that because I can't stand fucking premises that make no goddamn sense. No. This is like The Purge. This is like The Purge.
It really is. But except, no violence. Well,
there's violence.
Violence, but it takes place on a school.
It's like if Bernie Innes and A Purge were put together in a high school. That's what it is.
It's a mixture. And it bumped ugly, and you got this movie, and
then after they have a brawl that lasts forever, he runs away, and Strickland's hunting him from the hallways in the school, while everyone is, this huge crowd is watching on, cheering and everything, like this is a fucking boxing event, yet it's a goddamn illegal street ball in the middle of a fucking school where all the staff, teachers, and students, and citizens of the city are at. Okay, Campbell jumps on top of Ice Cube and does a hurricanrana on him.
Oh, how lovely. That's all we need to see is a hurricanrana.
And then now they're both slipping all over the place from the baby oil, okay? And then they end up fighting in the bathroom stall.
Jesus Christ.
Where that fucking
That's where that little kid who was doing
goofy looking, stupid mannerism son of a bitch nerd. He's like, he's beating off again. That's evil, tall, drink of water sack of shit.
And basically, once they
guess what? Broke the door on top of him, and you know what he said? He's like, he was still jacking him. He's like, "Don't matter, I came anyway." I was just like,
with no reason
whatsoever with the door on top of him.
It's pathetic, dude. Absolutely pathetic.
What the fuck is so funny about this?
There's nothing funny. There's literally nothing funny at all about this movie. So they continue the fight to the outside.
No, not yet.
Continue on. Excuse me. Within the building.
Okay, they're around the principal's car, and he tried to take that baseball bat, but someone super glued the baseball bat to the trophies.
So,
on the to where the trophies are.
I was just like, they broke the
even up in real school, they have plexiglass surrounding it where you can't fuck with that shit. You need a key to open it, right? A hard glass. And then Ice Cube picks him up and tackles him, spears him on the windshield. And also the principal's like, "Oh, my car, my windshield." I was just like, it was already damaged.
So what was the point of getting upset about his windshield where clearly, it was already damaged. Yeah, that didn't bother him, but his windshield did. No sense at all. No logical sense.
using lethal weapons and you know weapons that you can actually harm somebody, and everyone's cheering like this is the greatest fucking thing ever. Okay, and then he takes the fire extinguisher. He sprays Strickland with it, and he knocks him out in the head with a fucking fire extinguisher and wins the fight. And then, what does he say? And in the end, he goes, "School's out of the summer, ladies and gentlemen," and thousands of people are praising this sickening display of violence. And then all of a sudden, here comes Strickland.
And
after
just gives
this
him
like
a big
celebration, he knocks. This is where they
big...
took another great classic line from a great comedy and shit all over it.
After that, he gave him a big muscle boy bitch to Superman punch right to him. And basically, after that, his phone is right next to him. It starts to ring. And Strickland picks up the phone.
No. What does he say to him before he picked up the phone?
"You got knocked the fuck out."
Fuck you, movie. And that movie, it was used by Chris Tucker, and it made sense. It was insightful. It was clever. It was a trendy, catchy display of comedy. This did exactly what they did to Rocky and Straight Outta Compton. It's despicable. And all this, after everything that went down, he picks up the phone and he realizes that his wife is about to give birth. And then all of a sudden, he becomes his best pal.
That's what happened. So basically, out of all the commotion that happened, out of everything leading up to the fight that happened, once the wife told him, or he was informed that his wife's gonna have a baby, they become pals, go to the hospital together, and like, oh, nothing ever happened.
He gives him a ride to the fucking hospital.
They act like nothing happened.
Act like if everything is all good. And why? Why is because he's like, "Hey, you man up, you did good in that fight." I was just like, I don't know.
After all that, there's literally nothing to say except it's all deplorable. So basically, they all...
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Okay, now, the fight was broadcast on the news from a helicopter point, and an investigation is in process. And then Strickland was pointing the camera when he was at the hospital, and he probably says, "Yeah, that was us. Hashtag teacher fight," and he leaves the building. I was just like... Just like
that, nothing happened. So basically, after that...
Now, we get to the ending.
The ending, I'm going to tell you now, this right here is the worst ending of the year for me so far.
Oh, insane. Nothing's topping this, dude.
This ending completely summed it up, everything of what this fucking movie was.
My fucking lord. You want to talk about, bullshit universe? Get ready to hear this shit, folks. Now, it shows him holding his second baby while everyone's all happy and everything, having a barbecue in the backyard, even though him and Ice Cube got fucking fired for this. I was like, wow, really? That's all they got?
That's all they got. No other consequences.
And then, everyone's having a grand old time and everything. I was just like, really? And then here comes the principal. He goes to stop by backyard barbecue, and this is what he says. He wants to talk to him, and he claims that the media attention that Campbell and Strickland received for this fight was so praised to where the board wants them back teaching at the school after the PR mess, and that the principal's job depends on it.
How does that make any sense after all that commotion and making this as a big good thing? Makes no sense! Jesus Christ almighty. So basically, after that good news, they got their jobs back.
The fight generated a positive outlook, and they became they became literally they became famous. They became cult heroes.
Just after all
for doing this shit.
Oh, by the way, there was one thing you forgot to mention before the ending. After when the bell rang, you got Harley and the twins running into each other, and the twin was
saying... I got that right here. No. I got that right here. Hold on a minute. Where is it? Hold on.
You got the twins.
Oh, my God. Let me... I want to talk about this, okay? Okay, it's one of the two brothers. Let me find this, please.
This makes no fucking sense at all. Makes no fucking sense! Damn. And by the way, Harley
approaches one of the brothers and just like, hey, I've been hitting on you. Oh, and then one of the brothers is like, what are you talking about? And then this is what he says. He goes, well, after 3:15, I'm no longer a student. And they talk about, you know, and they were, you know, they were flirting each other, and they talk about fucking after. This fucking pedophile going to fuck one of the brothers who claims, like, oh, after 3:15, I'm no longer a student anymore. You know, because it's the last day of school, and therefore it's okay for her to fuck him.
You would get thrown in jail for that. You really would.
You go to prison! Just like everybody in this movie would go to prison!
Yeah, what? Yeah, but in this world, it's okay. Oh, it's a good thing. But no. So yes, back to the ending where the two teachers, they come back together, start a new year fresh.
He says he'll return under one condition. If him, the coach, Holly Strickland, and Miss Moan, the fucking Christina Hendricks, who threatened and hope that he gets slashed and fucking gutted and murdered. She's like, thank you. Thank you, because now I don't have to slit your throat.
So basically, she acts like, oh, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened, and then him and Ice Cube, they're just talking.
They're pals.
1:50 minutes to the class, and the movie's fucking over. This is one of the worst things I have, not worst movies, one of the worst things I have ever seen in my entire life.
Let me tell you all right now.
I do not understand how this movie has any positive outlook on it.
Let me tell you all something right now.
Yeah, and Richard Roper, I fucking applaud you.
Richard Roper is a guy I thank so much for exposing the movie and shitting on this movie like that. Let me tell you all something right now about this movie, because I want to wrap this up quickly because I'm fucking done with this film. This is right now, I'm going to spoil it. So far this year, things might change, I don't know, but I'm calling right now, so far, this is my worst film of the year so far because of how fucking delusional, how fucking deplorable, how contradicting, how asinine, how completely no common sense, no logical reasoning, no meaning, no showing, no laughs, mean-spirited, stereotypical,
it was
irritating,
everything,
it felt annoying.
What? 85-minute movie that took me 3 fucking hours to finish.
This movie, everywhere you can think of, this movie was fucking pathetic, and I will not understand. If people liked it, I will not understand why. I will not understand it.
After everything that we discussed and what happens in the movie, how can you retort to this shit?
You can't, because there's nothing to retort because of how bad it is. I'm gonna get to my overall rating because I'm fucking done with this. I want to move on to talk about other shittier movies or good movies. I'm done with this fucking film.
I said it for the year, and the year before that, and the year before that. This is the worst film of 2017. This movie gets a big fat motherfucking 0. I'm done.
I give this movie a 0 out of 5. Fuck this shit. Fuck this movie. Goodbye.
It's the fucking best I could ever give to a movie.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.